Hi, Bessie. I'm really sorry I missed your call. I was at my new part-time job. Did you want something? Your new part-time job? Since when? I haven't heard anything about you working. Yeah, I started working from mornings until about this time during the week. Why? I'm surprised. This is all very sudden. Is this a roundabout way of trying to say my son's salary is too low? Huh? No, not at all. Then why in God's name have you started working part-time? Because the world's an unstable place these days and you never know what curveball life's gonna throw at you next. Kevin and I decided together it'd be best for me to work part-time so we can finally start saving properly. We were living from paycheck to paycheck before. Hannah's getting big now and her food bill's growing in proportion. Getting big? Oh, give me a break. She's 10 years old. She'll be 11 soon, though. Besides, I can easily make it home after work before she gets off school, so it's not like it has any effect on her. Plus, now we can afford to treat her to nice things more often. School this, treats that. Oh, you think you're so clever, don't you? You've got an answer for everything. You've always had a knack for answering me back. Sorry, I really wasn't trying to answer you back. I just want you to understand that me working isn't a bad thing. Didn't I tell you before? Hannah's a very clever little girl, which means you need to be there to support her as much as possible. She needs more attention than most children. Right, you did. You can't seriously claim you're keeping on top of the housework and looking after Hannah properly while going out to work 5 days a week. She has her entrance exams for that special school for gifted children coming up soon, you know. Do you really think this is the time to be playing Little Miss Independent in an office somewhere? You should be at home with your family. We don't know whether she's actually taking the exams yet. She's been taking private tutoring in the evenings, but she hasn't decided whether she's going to be taking the exams. Of course, we'd love it if she got into a school for gifted kids, but at the same time, it would be a lot of pressure. No wonder she doesn't know if she wants to take the exams if this is how you talk about them. She has no hope of passing with this lukewarm, half-assed attitude. You call this parenting? It's a dog-eat-dog world, Maria. All the other kids are working their damn butts off to ace these exams. Do you really think Hannah has the time to be dilly-dallying and navel-gazing? It's a mother's job to motivate their child. Kevin and I are putting what Hannah wants first. Listen, young lady, and listen good. My Kevin studied his ass off in high school to get into Peepston University, one of the most prestigious colleges in America. Do you think he'd be working at a major global company now if not for my forceful encouragement? Need I remind you that the only reason you're able to live a life of such luxury and comfort is because my Kevin pushed himself and endured a lot of difficult times? I don't need to be told how the world works by some wet-behind-the-ears gold digger with no education who married my son by sheer fluke. I hope you don't intend to raise Hannah to be like you, thinking she can live independently without relying on a man. My granddaughter will not be going down the same path as you. Please stop talking to me like that. The only reason I'm being a little forceful with regards to matters in the home, dear, is because you're clearly only good for being a housewife. If you were capable of making more than my son, then I might make an exception. But your educational history and general attitude make it plain as day you'd never have what it takes to succeed in the business world. You've got some nerve working a part-time job as a high school dropout. You're just using this as a tool to get out of doing the housework and looking after Hannah, aren't you? I'm really not. You tell me, Maria, stay-at-home housewife or part-time housewife? Which one do you think has more time to devote to the home? Well, I think it's pretty obvious that a stay-at-home housewife would spend more time at home. Point proven! So you are just doing this to avoid the housework. Oh my God, wait a minute. You couldn't be... Could you? Is this all part of some scheme to find a new man? Huh? What? You hear about it all the time, cheating housewives. I'd never do that. Oh, would you look at that? Why so defensive, dear? I was obviously just kidding. I'd prefer if you didn't say stuff like that, even as a joke. Enough of this nonsense. The bottom line is that you're clearly not intelligent enough to be trusted to make your own life decisions, so you will do as I say. Thankfully, Hannah takes after her father and not you, but please, stop standing in the way of her chances of success with your unparalleled selfishness. Don't worry, dear, I know you'd struggle on your own, so I'm going to help you manage all aspects of your life. You name it, whatever it is, I'll be here with advice to put you on the right track. Cooking, exercising, gardening. Obviously, study would be wasted on someone with a brain as tiny as yours, so we'll skip that one. I'm not going to respond to your blatant insults because I know it wouldn't lead anywhere positive. But I want you to know that Hannah's happiness and success are my #1 priorities in life. I chose my new job very carefully, and my boss was kind enough to make some compromises so me working wouldn't have a knock-on effect on things at home, so please, you don't need to worry about anything. That's nice, dear. Unfortunately, I don't trust you enough to take your word on that. I thought maybe you'd start growing on me one day when we met for the first time 10 years ago, but if anything, I dislike you even more now. It still makes me uncomfortable to think of you as my son's wife. I've never thought of you as family, not even for a second. Maria, are you there? What's all this I'm hearing about Hannah spraining her finger? Yes, it's true, but you don't have to worry. It's not serious and it won't have any impact on her day-to-day life. Can she still grip a pen? It was one of the fingers on her right hand, wasn't it? She has it taped now, so it might be a little difficult for her to hold a pen right now. What? How the heck is she supposed to study if she can't even hold a pen? You're not fit to be a mother. I've got half a mind to report you to Child Protective Services. It's terrifying how relaxed you seem to be about all this. What is wrong with you? That's not true at all. Believe me, I wish this never happened. It's your fault that poor girl sprained her finger, Maria. Huh? How? I know you made her take ballet lessons. Why in the devil's name would you make her do anything not related to study? I heard she hurt herself dancing in a ballet class that had absolutely nothing to do with her studies or exams. This is what happens when you make moronic decisions without consulting me first. I didn't make her do anything, Bessie. She told me she wanted to sign up for ballet class, so I let her. Why would she be interested in ballet? I can't think of a more mind-numbingly boring activity than watching a bunch of kids prance around like fairies. That time could be better spent studying. I don't think it's boring. Apparently she wanted to give it a try after one of her favorite comic books did a ballet-themed story. She said she wanted to go to the sports hall to find out what it was really like. Comic books? You're letting her read comic books now? Yes, she really loves them. She said coming home from school and reading her comic books is her favorite part of the day. If she has time to be reading such drivel, then you should be making her study more. Goodness gracious me. Comic books, I mean, really. No wonder the world's going to the dogs if this is how kids are spending their time these days. Stop encouraging her to be interested in useless things. I don't think they're useless, actually. They make Hannah happy, and when she's happy, she feels more motivated to do the other, less fun things in her life. Not only that, but through comic books, she learns all about people's feelings and life experiences. When you think about it, comic books really aren't so different to novels. They provide rich emotional experiences brimming with poetic sentiments, epic portrayals of scenarios, deftly concocting unique elements to construct unique worlds that stimulate the imagination in ways that few other mediums can. Make her read novels instead, then! Anyway, do you seriously think there's any point in having her do sports after all this time? She'll never become a first-rate athlete now. She's past her prime. Olympians are scouted at 3 years old these days. Why set her up for failure? Tell her to give up and get back to her studies right now. Jesus, Bessie, since when are we discussing her becoming an Olympic athlete? I don't think she's that interested. She just wanted to try it out. Jeez. All the more reason to make her quit before she wastes any more time. Oh, and that reminds me. I asked her what she wants for her birthday this year. Do you know what she said? One thing's for sure, I knew the moment she told me how horrendous your parenting skills are. What did she say she wants? A skateboard! What normal elementary school girl wants a skateboard? I can admit, for the sake of argument, it might not be that weird if she was a boy, but a girl on a skateboard? I almost fainted when she told me. Wait a second. You're not letting her hang out with the wrong crowds, are you? There better not be poor children in her friend group. Is it really that strange that she wants a skateboard? It seems pretty normal to me. You have got to be joking me. Go on. This is some kind of wind-up trick, isn't it? No one in their right mind could say that with a straight face. Oh, that reminds me. Your neighborhood's full of low-income families and criminals, isn't it? I can't believe my poor granddaughter's growing up in a slum packed with drifters, hobos, and high school dropouts. You seem to be forgetting that your normal and my normal are completely different things. Would you please stop this? I'd really appreciate if you didn't insult my hometown. All I'm doing is telling the truth, dear. What, am I supposed to pretend it's full of decent, respectable folk to protect your precious feelings? If Hannah goes off the rails, it's all going to be your fault. I hope you know that. You know, it's bad enough that she has your blood flowing through her veins. It's a miracle she didn't come out retarded. The last thing we need is you corrupting her with your 20 IQ parenting techniques. Oh, and that reminds me, don't bother coming to the wedding. You'll only embarrass us. What? Do you mean Amy's wedding? Kevin's cousin? Yes, of course I do. No one else we know is getting married soon, are they, moron? We'll be taking group pictures as a family, which means things will be tremendously awkward if you're there. You know how the saying goes, right? It only takes one rotten apple to spoil the bunch. Stay at home where your revolting poor person aura can't ruin anyone's day. Don't worry about what people might say. I've already started spreading the word that you won't be attending. I told Hannah yesterday, so she won't be surprised when you're not there. Right, I see. Next time, don't bother stressing me out by forcing me to go out of my way to cancel you. Here, let me make it simple. Never show your face at any family events ever again, you pathetic disgrace of a woman. If you do anything else to Hannah from here on out, I'll be taking custody of her and bringing her up myself. Do I make myself clear? Kevin might try and stop me, but I won't have it. This is my granddaughter's future we're talking about, and I will not risk her becoming a failure like you. I suggest you turn that peanut in between your ears up to full capacity and start thinking about how you're going to properly educate her. Maria, I heard about Hannah. That's my girl, isn't she just amazing? I heard she bagged herself first prize at the county literature contest. Yep, she sure did. They're even holding an awards ceremony next week. Woohoo! Hallelujah! Praise the Lord! I'll be there. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I always knew Hannah had literary talent. I noticed that whenever we speak over Peep's Messenger, her messages are always so simple and easy to read. They sure are. You know, it's funny, I always said she was like her dad. But the older she gets, the more I realize she's actually like I was in my younger days. Back when I was kicking ass and taking names in male-dominated workspaces. Clever and quick-thinking, determined and perspicacious, ruthless and tenacious, diligent, humble. Ah, you know, remembering the good old days like this almost brings a tear to my eye. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yes, Hannah, right. I just know it. One day she's going to be a star with her name in shining lights. All that matters to me is that she grows up healthy and happy. There you go, talking utter crap again. I do wish you'd stop this, dear. You wouldn't happen to be a toxic parent, would you, Maria? You do know what one of those is, don't you? Excuse me? Go on, admit it. I know the thought of your daughter being more accomplished than you at the age of 8 fills you with overwhelming feelings of terror and insecurity. That's why you're trying to drag her down. Crabs in a bucket isn't supposed to apply to your own daughter, you petty-minded saboteur. Am I wrong? Something tells me I'm not. Yes, you're wrong. Of course you are. Hannah winning the county literature prize makes me more happy than I can put into words. I couldn't be more proud of how diligently she studies and how hard she works. But more than study or winning prizes, I want to let her focus on what makes her happy. I'll accept her whether she wins or loses. You'll accept her if she loses? Good grief. I feel more disgusted with you every time you speak. Are you done droning on yet? Thank you for making it clear what a supreme, irredeemable moron you really are. The more you talk, the more you strengthen my conviction that you're not a good fit for this family. Sorry, but to a mother, a child's happiness is the #1 priority. And you think I don't care if she's happy? It's precisely because I want her to be happy that I'm trying to encourage her to study. But unlike you, I want her to learn the skills that will make her happy for life. She should be at least focused on her studies until she's an adult. She can start having fun once she enters the grown-up world. Really? I could have sworn it was meant to be the other way around. Yes, really. However, there are exceptions in cases where a child achieves something truly magnificent. Then you should treat them to the most astounding first-class luxury to show them what's possible if they work hard. I think we should take her on a family vacation to reward her for winning first prize. A family vacation? I guess it's been a long time since we all went somewhere as a family. The pandemic restrictions really made it hard to leave the house, let alone go on vacation. Right, but things are finally easing up on that front, and with that and Hannah winning her prize, I can't think of better timing. I want to take her to my favorite holiday resort. It's more luxurious than you could imagine, and I mean that literally in your case. A high school dropout like yourself wouldn't be able to imagine how lavish this place is. You're right, I probably wouldn't. I never got to go on vacation much growing up, but thanks, Bessie. Hannah's gonna be over the moon when she finds out. Don't get the wrong idea, though. You are not coming with us on this vacation. My son and granddaughter are my only family. And this is a family vacation. Fine, I get it. Oh, you do? Fantastic. Maybe you do have a brain cell in there after all. You'd stick out like a sore thumb in this resort anyway. Decent, respectable folk of the kind who stay there can sniff out high school dropouts like you in seconds.
What's going on? Why won't you let Mom come on vacation with us? Why are you being so mean to her, Grandma?
Huh? What are you talking about, Maria? What has gotten into you all of a sudden?
It's Hannah.
Hannah? No way. Oh my God, is that really Hannah?
Yes. We can do a video call if you don't believe me.
It's fine, darling, I believe you. I know it might have looked like I was being mean to your mom, but I want you to know that I wasn't. It's just that your mom isn't related to me or your dad by blood, you see, sweetie. That's why she can't come on vacation with us.
But I'm related to her.
Maybe so, but do you understand that me and her are strangers? That means she's not family.
Oh yeah? Then how do you explain my friend Jessica? She's not even related by blood to her dad, but they're still family. Even Mr. Fisher, my science teacher, said so. That you don't have to be related by blood to be family.
Yes, but he didn't mean real family. If he did, he was probably just trying to look cool in front of everyone. Honestly, sweetie, I think it's time you stopped being friends with Jessica. Having people like that in your life never ends well.
Why should I stop hanging out with her? She's my friend.
Well, you see, Hannah, it sounds like you and her aren't a very good match.
Yes, we are. She's my best friend. Okay, here's a question for you. Are you and my grandpa who died family?
Well, yes, of course we are. It's precisely because we're family that your father was born.
But you and him weren't related by blood. that means he's not your family.
That's not quite how it works, sweetie. Things are different when you get married.
Nothing you're saying is making any sense. To me, it just looks like you're being mean to Mom for no reason. There's a word for what you're doing. Bullying.
Bullying? No, I'm not bullying anyone. Listen, darling, your mother said she didn't want to come with us on vacation. That's the real reason she won't be joining us.
I can read, you know. I saw all the things you said to her. Stop treating me like an idiot.
I'm not treating you like an idiot at all. I think you're a genius, Hannah. Kids as smart as you are few and far between, but sometimes you just have to accept that your grandmother knows best.
I know I'm not wrong. I'm not, am I? Go on, say it. That's not all. I know all the other stuff you've been doing to Mom. Like how you make her eat cold leftovers while everyone else eats freshly cooked food when we go over to your house? Dad didn't notice, but I did. I always wondered why you were doing it. You make her eat dried up food to make her feel bad, don't you? Admit it.
No, dear. It's not like that at all. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. I probably just made a mistake. Of course I want your mom to eat my delicious home-cooked meals.
Liar! I do lunch duty at school, so I know. I know that if you were feeding everyone from the same pot, there's no way it'd go all dried up and crusty like that.
Listen, Hannah. If it ever seemed like I was being mean to your mom, it was only because I wanted her to be a better mother to you. I was never trying to be mean or bully her.
She already is a good mom, the best mom in the world. I would never have won that prize for the literature contest at school if not for her.
Your mom helped you win that? How? Surely that was because of your own hard work.
Mom's been reading books every day since she was a little girl. She reads regular books, novels, manga, anything you can think of. She knows so much stuff, and she always teaches me interesting things. I would have never been able to write my story if not for her helping me.
Wow, really? I had no idea.
That's why I got into reading books and started writing myself. My mom's amazing. She can do anything. She's the smartest person I know. So you better stop being mean to her.
Okay, Hannah, I'll stop, I promise. I'm really sorry I was mean to your mom. I swear I'll never do anything like that again.
I'm not the one you should be apologizing to. Mom is. But you know what? I never want to see you again. You're a big mean bully and I hate you. Bye.
Hannah, no! Wait, please! I'll say sorry to your mom. Please, just give me one more chance. I'm begging you. Hannah's not reading your messages anymore. Maria? Yes, Maria. You have to set Hannah straight. Tell her the truth. Explain to her that I wasn't bullying you. Why would I do that? Are you telling me to lie to my own daughter? Anyway, she already knows the truth. Lie? No, it's not like that. Is there really any need to drag an 8-year-old child into our business? You're right, there isn't. I couldn't agree more. I don't see any need to go out of my way to explain this ridiculous situation to her either. Which is why I made a point of never saying anything bad about you in front of her. Even still, she knows. Children aren't stupid, and especially not Hannah. It doesn't take a genius to realize how differently you were treating me to her dad. Liar! You say you've made a point of never bad-mouthing me in front of her, but you showed her our goddamn chat logs! Nope, she stumbled on those by accident. But my mind is made up and my will is firm. I worked so hard to try and win your approval and have you accept me as a member of this family, but I'm done. I am so done. I don't want anything to do with you from now on. I'm terminating our relationship. Forever. Don't say things like that. All I did was give advice. Everything I said with yours and Hannah's best interests at heart, I swear. Perhaps sometimes my words seemed a little cold, but you know what they say. Sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind. I see. So insulting me for being a dumb high school dropout and banning me from all family events counts as advice now, does it? It's actually really impressive, Bessie. You know all these definitions for words that I never knew existed. You're a genius. I see. Fine. I'll apologize. I'm sorry, okay? I promise I'll never be mean to you again. Can we all be friends again and put this silly drama behind us now? Go on. Go and set Hannah straight. I don't want to hear any more of this nonsense about never seeing her again. You really are something special, huh? Even while apologizing, you can't resist barking orders at me, can you? Kevin's with us on this one, by the way. He says having you in our lives is too stressful and he can't take it anymore. It's not just me and Hannah who never want to see you again. None of us do. What? No! No! I didn't feel like causing a big drama when I was the only one being affected by your toxic behavior, but Hannah knows now, which obviously means she told her dad, too. There's no reason for me to carry on putting up with you anymore now that the cat's out of the bag. No, wait! Hold on for 1 second, young lady. I just apologized, and this is how you act? Hannah is my only granddaughter. You can't do this. You can't kick me out of my own family. You can't. You can't. How am I supposed to live on my own? Not my problem. How about looking in the mirror and asking yourself how you're so rotten to the core that you were able to continue bullying me for 10 whole years? You had endless chances to make this right. Maria, please. I'm so sorry. I mean it. I've never been this sorry about anything in my life. Listen, Maria, if you want to know the truth, it's not that I don't think of you as a member of this family, because I did. I did the whole time. It's just that I was too stubborn and prideful to admit it to myself. But this has been the wake-up call I sorely needed. I can see it now, how horrible I've been. How much unnecessary pain and torment I've put you through. I'm ready. I'm finally ready to change my ways. It's time to turn a new leaf. Get ready to see the new Bessie. I'm fine, thanks. I'd rather not meet her. You know, it's funny. I think a part of me tolerated it because I had this impression that, oh, it's fine, that's just how people are when they get old. But I realize now that that was just a baseless rationalization I came up with to avoid conflict. In that sense, I wasn't being honest with myself either. But I can see things clearly now. Anyway, I'm done speaking to you. I hope you spend the rest of your retirement in soul-crushing loneliness and isolation. Maria, please forgive me. I'll stop bullying you, I promise. That means forever. I'll treat you like royalty from now on. If I ever do anything to annoy or upset you, or if I behave inappropriately in any way, I want you to tell me straight away. And I'll do everything in my power to improve. I'll treat you like my very own daughter. It's cool. I'm good, thanks. Hannah already called you out on your inappropriate behavior, so there's nothing left for me to say. Feel free to carry on being your old rotten self. Treat me like your own daughter? Yuck. I'd have to be insane to want a mom like you. With that, all relations with the mother-in-law from hell were terminated. When I reflect on her 10-year-long campaign of abuse, I realize that I should have gotten rid of her a long, long time ago. But when I was younger, a big part of me wanted to win her approval. And I thought that if I could just show her how hard I was willing to work to do that, she'd accept me one day. I also found it difficult to find the resolve to break ties because of what a good grandma she was to Hannah. Which meant for a long time, the don't rock the boat side of me won out. Ultimately, it wasn't me who changed things, but my amazing, brave, clever daughter, Hannah. I would never have imagined in a million years that she'd give her grandma what for like that. And my jaw almost hit the floor when I read her messages. But I'm grateful and proud in equal measure for her giving me the opportunity I'd been waiting for. Not long after I said my goodbyes, Kevin got a bunch of messages from his mom desperately pleading for forgiveness and apologizing profusely. Why did she do it through Kevin, you ask? Because me and Hannah blocked her immediately. Unfortunately for Bessie, Kevin was sick and tired of her, and he vented his disgust to her in a very spicy, expletive-laden message. He's been ignoring her ever since. It turns out she wasn't only horrible to me directly. She'd been going around spreading vicious lies and bad-mouthing me behind my back, too. Eventually, none of her friends or relatives wanted anything to do with her either. She's totally alone in the world now. What can I say? What goes around comes around. It must have all come as quite a shock to her because I heard from one of her neighbors, who also happens to be my friend, that every time he walks past her house, he sees her crying hysterically, alone in her armchair. Do I feel sympathy? Not an ounce. She brought this on herself. I never want to see her again for as long as I live, but if Hannah ever changes her mind and wants to meet her grandma again, I won't try and stop her. I have no idea how long she'll be angry with Bessie or whether she'll ever decide to forgive her at all, but in any case, I hope she continues wallowing in the pain of regret over how she treated me. Who knows? Maybe this could be an opportunity for her to reflect on her behavior and become a better person. Life without the stress of being bullied by my mother-in-law is great, and me, Kevin, and Hannah are having a blast. I feel blessed to have such an amazing family, and I count my lucky stars every day. They're my #1 priority now, and I'm determined to work as hard as I can to make them happy and give them both the lives they deserve.